And he walked in and greeted the senior and then kept quiet. Didn't say anything to me. After about 40 seconds, he turned and said, "Did you not see me?" In other words, he was demanding that I should greet him. And when he did that, I just brought my hand out because some of the things people read in 48 Laws of Power, I was already operating those things before I realized the book was existing. So I had the ability to put my emotion aside and analyze the situation and then respond with the best possible move on the chessboard for me at that time to get what I want selfishly. So when he said that, I stuck my hand out. I didn't say nothing. Stuck my hand out. And he was like, "What if he doesn't want to shake me? Now, why will he enter the room right now?" And I didn't greet him. I said, I didn't say anything. But I was just thinking in that minute, in that moment, why did this guy do this? And the answer is, I just joined the unit and department. And my joining was met with a lot of friction. A lot of the things, a lot of the way I work did not suit them. So a lot of people reporting me, a lot of all that, talk going on behind me. So when people enjoy you, like oatmeal at your back, most times you can pick up on the energy when you show up. You could see, especially if those people have not experienced you themselves. So it was obvious that this young man was acting off of the things he heard behind me. So when he walked into the room and saw me, what he was seeing was this guy that is always in trouble. This guy that is always not doing what he's supposed to do. So he got in his feelings and decided to not greet me. And then when I didn't say anything to him, he reacted like that. And what I'm saying is, it's like an unwritten law of men. You walk into a room with men inside them. The men were in the room and you walk in. It's an unwritten law. You greet everybody in the room. Good morning, everybody. You greet everybody, or you even go shake everybody. It's an unwritten law of men. You don't walk into a room where there are men and then demand people to greet you. So you see what the guy did there? So he demanded that I should greet him. And I didn't react badly. I just shook you. I just brought my hand out. And he doubled down and said, "Oh, what if he doesn't want to shake me?" And I understood where he was coming from. I understood what he was going through. He was struggling with his emotion. And that's the reason I'm even making this whole video. A man is like the polar opposite of a woman. Vagina, penis. Breast, chest. Emotion, no emotion. Or, to word it better, emotion under complete control. Uterus, no uterus. Testosterone, estrogen. You are a man. So I don't want to say to be a man, you have to, you are already a man. The person listening to this. But to live in your full potential as a man. Look at the things a man is: a provider, a protector. For you to be able to to completely operate very effectively in your essence, you must detach yourself from emotion. And that includes happiness, yes. Includes for every man. It includes excitement, yes. So those natural emotions come and you're a man, they hit you. Your reactions should be training them to not control the decisions they make. So happiness, excitement, joy. What you're practicing is not it's not that you don't want to get happy. What you're practicing is to act outside how you feel, regardless of the emotion. That also applies to sadness, anger, yes. And usually, the positive emotion is better to train yourself with than the negative one. You'll agree with me that it's easier to try not to laugh, for example. It's more fun to try not to laugh. It's healthier to try not to laugh rather than you are a hot-tempered person who has always acted on impulse and then you're trying to control your temper by trying not to act when you're angry. It's easier, it's better to train yourself with the positive emotion. So when something you've been looking for happens, and you're like, yes, you're supposed to not celebrate too. Yes, yes, this is an unpopular opinion. You're supposed to not celebrate too long. You're supposed to be seen gathering yourself together, going, And as a quote I had one time that helps me do this, and the quote says, "This too shall pass." So when you feel very good, this emotion will pass. When you feel very bad, this will pass. So either emotions pass. So they are not worth making decisions while feeling them. You want to make every decision you make as a man outside the realm of emotion so that you can make it on the basis of logic. So emotion completely destroys logic. Almost completely. God created emotions. There is a reason, there is a use for emotion. But it doesn't include decision making. You will agree with me in your experience that when you're angry, that's not the best time to make decisions. You will agree with me. And when you're excited, that's not the best time to make decisions. You will agree with me. And you will also agree with me that when you're stable emotionally, those are the best times to make decisions. You will agree with me when you don't feel anything. Just one Wednesday, 9 a.m., you're not feeling bad, you're not feeling good. You're thinking about something. You see, that's the state. That's the stoic. It's like in the middle there. You want to live in the middle as a man, or at least live in the middle when you make decisions. And guess what? A man's life is full of decisions. Every human being's life, every waking hour of yours, you're making decisions. More, yeah. So you want to live in that window. Then let happiness, anger, sadness, these are emotions that have been created into us for reaction, for instincts. For example, when you say survival instincts, those were built into us by God. But a man, a grown-up adult should not be living in survival mode till they die. Just in case something goes wrong in your life and something is about to take your life, then survival instincts kick in to preserve you, self-preservation. But if you're out of the death scare or whatever it is that activated those instincts, you're not supposed to live selfishly, for example. You should be selfish when you are about to lose your life, for example. But when you're outside that and you're now more comfortable, and then you have the ability to even help the next person, you're supposed to switch off instincts. So it's the same thing. Emotions were built into us for a reason. And we are supposed to feel them and react if we must, and then come out of them. So when you hear gossip about somebody behind them, personally, my own first reaction is the person who is even gossiping. Why are you doing this? That's where my brain goes to first. And then when I find that there are people who have practiced gossiping for a long time, I make them, if they are talking to me, I make them uncomfortable in the conversation. So I start talking about logical things, about what they are saying, and make the conversation meaningful so that it's no longer gossip. I take the life, that high they wanted to get from talking behind somebody's back. I deny them of it by poking all the logical or illogical holes in the conversation and making them think while they talk, so they don't catch that feeling they want to catch from talking behind somebody else. That's the first thing I do. But for you, you've not trained yourself up to this level, up to this point. You may think about the thing they're saying logically. Try to see for yourself. So when they are saying somebody is this, somebody is that, this is not the first time in your adult life you're hearing people talk about somebody negatively, and then you find that they are the opposite of what they said behind them. So why not do it again? So if he had given himself the, grace to check me out first and see for himself, see what his personal experience with me would be, he probably wouldn't have done what he did. Walk into a room where I'm seated with somebody and demand that I greet you. That was a statement made purely out of emotion. Because he felt this guy that is always not doing something right. So in that minute, he felt like me not greeting was also something wrong. He didn't give himself that window to think first before speaking. So he made another I would love to say feminine mistake, but even women, some women have mastered this. So I think it's childish. Reflex. Making decisions on reflex. So you made that childish decision by speaking without thinking. You know. So as men, as humans generally, but it's not, we will not tolerate it from men more when you make any decision at all in your life off of emotions. You know, so if you are late to controlling your emotion and you're already grown, you can start today to learn. It's called stoicism. Making decisions, knowing how to go away from them. Most emotions are good emotions, bad emotions, whatever they are natural. Everybody feels them, so there's no judgment about them. But once they come, you remember my voice and pull them to the side and make a decision. Practice, practice, and then you get it. Practice, practice. Not the first time, you don't get it first time, but if you intend to do this as you go, you get better as you go. Always tend to logic. Always gravitate towards logic. Always, 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 always gravitate towards logic. So important. Your complete potential, your raw power exists in when you allow yourself to express without all those external artifacts and external influences. You want to express completely what you feel is correct in that time. You don't want it to be colored by anything, anybody's opinion, anybody's emotion, any emotion you feel, whatever. You know, you want to give your best at every given time to situations. You're supposed to be a protector. If you refuse to be responsible, you would have kids probably. Then you will be forced to be responsible. That's a bad parent, one who cannot protect his children, who cannot protect his family. You know, if you keep reacting on emotion, you're going to run behind your wife when there is danger. That would be a reflex. That wouldn't be a good sight. You will run behind your kids when there's danger on reflex, yes. When you've practiced stoicism and something happens, you give yourself that window where you can think, regardless of how you feel. Then you do the correct thing, which is come in front and let your children run behind you. Come in front and let your wife run behind you. Do you understand what I'm saying?